Welcome to Nico's Place, and welcome back to the others. This is my updated video, version 2 of Chimera Academy. I'm making it more fantasy oriented than humans going into a different school dimension thing, like Rosario Vampire, but I'm changing it just to be in a fantasy setting. I'll introduce the guy I'm drawing first, Connor Ravencopse, who him and his sister are the first regular humans at Chimera Academy, because Chimera Academy is meant for humanoid monsters, demi-humans, stuff like that. When he gets registered along with his sister, that's a different story, because two things make him, actually just one thing, well, maybe two. Uh, what I did is basically his demeanor, and secondly, because of his last name, people assume, and another character I'll introduce later makes it sound like they knew each other for years, but he actually doesn't know them yet. And I made Connor and Briar from a different city or region where they were raised. I made it so it's like a human only town, and they haven't really interacted with other beings before, but they do know they exist because of how studious kind of both of them are. But I made Connor know more than Briar, at least about the other races. And I don't think I mentioned what kind of monster he's mistaken for yet. But when they first arrive, I was gonna originally put demon, but I felt like demon was too evil sounding. So I made up a new species or race in this context. I'm not sure which one it is, but basically the children of Lilith, because I know she's known as the mother of all monsters, basically. And I named that race Lilum, which already exists. It's spelled with an Lillium in that order. And I made it so tieflings, succubus, and similar races like Cambion and stuff are related to Lilith in that case, and are all called Lilum. Now let's move on to Briar. She is Connor's stepsister, and they were raised together since they were toddlers. And Briar is a year younger than him, but she was kind of isolated even more than Connor was. And because of an accident or something, of Connor getting hurt, but since he was a guy, I made it so instead of them coddling Connor, they just want to make him a little tougher. But for her, since she's a girl, it made their parents want to protect her a lot more than Connor. And Connor was basically her only friend during that time. And I did not depict it in a drawing because I want to save it for either a character sheet or when I start drawing the actual full comic I plan on doing. Then I'll show the kind of teeth she had. She has like sharp jagged teeth. Think of like a shark or so, or any type of predator in the wild that solely eat meat. And I forgot to record it for Briar's section. Or not record, write it down. But I made her past or backstory the reason Connor was basically her only friend wasn't just because she was isolated, but bullied in school and called a monster. But neither of them knows what a demon is because in my universe, true demons are pure evil and want to make them from a different dimension or something similar like that. But I don't know if I'll include them in the story per se, maybe in just the legend or someone trying to tap into that power of the with the antagonist or something. But continuing with Briar, I don't think I mentioned it, but other than reading his books, um, I made it so she's mistaken for specifically a succubus, mainly because of her pink eyes and because of the teeth she has. And I wanted them to see succubi as a type of beast or something. And that's why they have sharp teeth. And I'll make so real succubi. Maybe I'll just introduce a background character or something for reference to real succubi. But I'll make them mainly carnivorous. Nothing to do with like souls or anything. Maybe I'll see what I think of later on because I haven't written down the whole story yet. So far, I have the main cast with Connor, Briar, and quite a few others. I even included some background characters. And the main kind of beast or monster or like demi-human kind of thing are dragons, which you probably already saw Valerie since I talked about her. And like her, there are other dragons in Chimera Academy, but I'm gonna make them like the main race, but it's still mainly a diverse school of monsters. And for Bria's character, since I want to talk about her more, I made this kind of outfit because she wants to hide her mouth. So I needed to make some type of outfit that shows that. And the pattern of this coat is similar to something I wore as a child, actually. where it was like a two-toned coat, and I want to include that. I did not do any shading, really, but I might include the final piece with like highlights in her hair. But right now, I just want to focus on the flats and the design so you can see the final result of all the characters. And then I'll move on to make the comic. Not quite sure if I'll choose webtoon format or classic comic format, but I will see. It depends how I feel, honestly. And thank you for stopping by. In about 30 seconds, this will be over, and you'll see the final result in a second. Because I was just really debating on her eyes. Thank you for stopping by. Have a lovely day, fellow adventurers.